Well, race sail day, September 24th. You have a few boats out. Ahoy! Zorro on the Lark. Beautiful. Let's get a closer look of him. Maybe he's going to throw an attack, shall we? Looks like it. Looks like he's got a new foresail on. The Lark is just about to come into a soft tack. That's a nice larger foresail for sure. Brand new J24, part of the fleet. Pretty little boat. And here's one of our other favorite boats coming up. Ahoy! And you can see Pretender is just coming around, tacking in.
Starboard, starboard. How you doing?
Band 242, officially named No Name. David 20-man on Peregrine getting ready. We have About Time, a Hunter. Nobel Rev. How many boats, Dale?
I think we got 8.
8 boats out today. Yeah, we have a closer look at Lark. Ahoy, Zorro! She's looking just beautiful. Yeah, I see you've got a new foresail on, eh? Just gorgeous. Look at that. We're in the same breath of wind that he's in, and he's picking up speed. Come back at the start and have a look to see how we're all doing.
Well, then I can start, right? Yeah, we're trying too.
Well, you hear the music on board the Lark. That's the reason he's steaming towards the start line. Well, let's see what we can do next about getting to the start line. The wind has died just at the start. Oh dear. Well, now the race is over, the boats are back at dock. We're going to have a closer look at the Lark today. I've asked Zoro to give us a quick introduction on his boat. I see he's there.
Welcome aboard.
All right.
Welcome aboard.
Let's have a quick look quickly on the outside of her. Wow. Permission to come aboard.
Permission granted.
Let's have a look inside.
Come on in.
Oh, I love your steps. Oh, okay, this is the inside of the Lark. Now, Zorro, you built this boat yourself.
I did it.
Wow. So give us a brief tour of the inside. So what do we have?
Start at the galley. We have cutlery drawer. We have a fold-out shelf for different things. We got a garbage can underneath. We have a gimbal stove. Pressure water. Soap dispenser. We have an ice box.
Wow, even inside the ice box is all handmade.
Yeah. Lots of insulation, holds in ice for a long time.
There's no beer though. No beer.
And after we come back from a cruise with the engine running, want to heat a cabin up, we can take this off and the engine heat will come out of the hole here.
Oh, what a nice idea.
And if you want to service the engine, just lift up the steps
And there she is.
and pull out the drawer, lift this up.
Oh, for God's sakes.
And
Look at the
there's
access.
2 screws here to hold this up here so this doesn't sag with somebody steps on it.
Oh, for
And
God's sake.
then there's no obstructions to work on the engine.
No.
You want tools? Here's your toolbox.
Oh. And what kind of engine did you choose for her?
It's a 3-cylinder, 25 horsepower Yanmar.
Wow.
These
Great access.
put that back and steps back.
Wow.
And in behind here is the electrical panel. The swings open to help the wiring. And the radio, binoculars, hanging locker there. And underneath here is storage.
Oh, wow.
And access to the engine to the side here.
Okay. Smart.
And in this hole, this is worth thinking about. In that hole there,
What's that?
there's the through-hull fitting, the only through-hull fitting to the outside, which is below the water line. And the speedometer pickup.
Yeah.
If that breaks off or corrodes, that box will flood, and the top of that box is above the water line. So there's no water going into the bilge.
Wow. Smart.
But it can be taken apart
Yeah.
because it's just rubber caulking
Uh-huh.
to work on it, and so it's open. It's not a box then when you take the side off.
Now, did you see that in another boat, or did you just think
I've
of
seen
that
that
yourself?
on a fish boat.
You found a fish boat and you incorporated it on your boat.
Yeah.
Now, for people viewing this video, what kind of boat actually is this that you built? What's the style and the make of it?
This one was designed by Francis Herreshoff, L. Francis Herreshoff, and it's called the WAGONBOX
Oh, okay.
on his design book.
And you kept it stock or varied it a
I
little
kept
bit?
everything exactly how he designed it because he warned about changing things. However, I did change things. I raised the shear line up
Oh,
6 inches.
and that gave it...
The edge of the deck is supposed to be 18 inches above the water.
Mhm.
So I measured my 24-foot sailboat. It was 24 inches above the water. And it didn't look that high.
Okay.
So I raised this up 6 inches and I made the boat longer.
Mm.
And that is the only changes I did, and also made the cabin sides longer.
Okay. So it'll give you a little bit more cabin
So
space.
I have standing headroom now and more cabin space. And also I did another very, very bad thing.
Oh.
I installed a toilet
Oh.
because he advocated a cedar bucket with a wooden lid on it.
Well, you're going to have to show that to us.
So, and then I have pressure water, like I showed you.
Wow.
And he said, have a bucket.
They have a-
And this drains into a holding tank.
Okay. Now, you told me you did something when I first saw you on the boat. You're gray water, and you've got a unique system set up.
The rules and regulations now, you're supposed to have a holding tank for your toilet.
Right.
So I have a holding tank for the toilet, and I flush the toilet with fresh water from a separate water tank. The only water tank attached to the toilet. And it's not attached to anything else, not attached to a faucet or anything. There's a separate water tank just for the toilet.
Wow.
And I can fill that up from a creek or from a faucet or wherever if I run out. If I run out of toilet flush water, then I can take some from the drinking water tank and put it into the flush.
Wow.
Tank. So think of it as the toilet flushes into a septic tank. If you know what a septic tank is on your house, it's a miniature septic tank.
Now, you did something unique with the masts in relation to the holding tank and the septic tank. Can you explain that?
In order for the septic tank to work, you need oxygen for the bacteria living in your septic tank. So you need to put oxygen into your septic tank. So what I did is I ran a pipe up the mast, about 10-15 feet.
Okay.
And I have an inlet just outside the cockpit. So the draft of the mast encourages the air coming in and into the septic tank, and
that's on these masts. There's two.
it's on the main mast.
On the main
Yeah,
mast.
on the main mast.
Wow.
And here's all the piping for it underneath.
That's how.
There's the vent pipes here. Fill pipes, vent pipes. And now the holding tank, or if I call it a septic tank, I can have it pumped out by a shore pump out station. And it overflows into the same tank where the sink goes in. It's called gray water now, which is okay. But it goes into a gray water tank. And I don't have to pump it. I have a pump. I can pump it overboard when I'm in the middle of the Gulf, or I can go into the marina and have it pumped out at the pumping station.
Wow.
Mr. Herreshoff just rolled over in his grave. He said a cedar bucket with a wooden seat on it, and then dump it overboard. And I have a pantry locker here for cooking. The sailboat, so I don't want this lid to fall open. There's a pin. And there's the pots and pans.
Wow.
And
What a neat concept.
there it is.
Nice and secure.
Here's a toaster.
Yeah. And you've chosen to heater
And
with a
and underneath here, while we had the food locker business, this is the pantry cupboard.
well,
You can put
lots
the
of space.
potatoes, onions, and whatever I have to have for food in there. It's handy to get at. And then if you are eating, here's the table. It folds down, and there's a leaf what comes out. You can put on here. It's right here.
Wow, look at all that.
Card playing or whatever. You don't want the table?
Just put it away.
Table is gone.
Oh, there you are.
For some reason, lights went off. The propane, got a sniffer
Mm-hmm.
If I want to use the stove, I have to turn this on. After the sniffer is satisfied, the sniffer allows this switch to come on, which energizes the solenoid out in the propane locker. So it shuts it off at the propane tank. And a separate one for the heater does the same thing. So the gas gets shut off at the tank. And over here is the personalized drawers for the crew. Storage.
Beautiful.
Storage underneath there. And if you want to sleep here, this also becomes a double
Wow.
bed by taking the backrest and putting it down here.
Okay, gotcha.
And if you want to have access to the diesel tank and the septic tank, this thing hinges up and it's underneath there.
Wow. You certainly made use of all your space.
And forward here, if you go forward,
Let's
there's
have
a
a look.
V-berth.
All right, let's have a look at the V-berth here.
And it's full of sail bags.
Oh, you got a nice little window here.
There's a hanging locker way up at the bow and the chain locker beyond that.
Okay, gotcha.
And then behind you here,
Let me just spin around here so folks can see. Wow, a hanging locker. Beautiful. Lots of space. And right behind us, let me just spin around here.
and if you, this door appears to be backwards, but there's a purpose for it. It gives you privacy. You can dress up behind the door. There's a mirror there. There's a vanity and there's a toilet and a shower base where you can have a shower. You can pull out the faucet, the spout.
Wow.
It's a telephone shower. The hot water, we have hot water
No way.
if we have shore power. We have to plug it in, and then we have about 5 gallons of hot water.
Wow. And it's so, I like how bright it is. You've got lots of light coming in and windows. That's beautiful. I like the way you've put your heater here, so it heats the boat right from the middle.
And if you want privacy,
Haha.
here's the curtain.
And what is that? What's that from?
Hmm?
You've cut that from something. What's that from?
Placement.
A placemat.
Yeah.
There's a great concept
There's
for
one for all the
everyone.
windows. Every window has one. Easy to remove. And just have to store it somewhere.
Well, there we are.
110 volt plug here. In case you want to use an electric kettle while you're on shore power, you don't have to use the propane. 110 volt plug here for a heater in the winter time.
Wow.
And
And just before we leave here, what kind of wood have you chosen for the boat?
Honduras mahogany for the cabin sides,
Mm-hmm.
and cedar for the hull. And the hull is fiberglass with epoxy fiberglass and cloth, epoxy resin and glass cloth, and inside and out. So the wood is completely encapsulated with epoxy and
Wow.
fiberglass cloth.
Let's have a look at the cockpit again.
Okay.
And then I just want you to tell folks, because you told me the story of why you named the boat the Lark. What's the story behind that?
Well, I am old, and I've been there where older people were building boats, and it says, what a joke. You'll never have this finished. You know, you're never going to sail this thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided I'll be ahead of the critics, and I will call it the joke. So it's a lark. It's nothing but a lark. Anyways, Mr. Herreshoff called it the WAGONBOX.
I think you've chosen a better name.
So mine is a joke.
Well,
Nothing but a joke. However, there's a Romanian gypsy composer who also composed a song called The Lark.
Oh.
Dinițiu, if you ever hear of him, you can Google up Dinițiu and The Lark. And there's different variations of it. So when I get to be really good at sailing this boat, and when I go past a real fast boat, I will turn on the volume on the Lark. This is the cockpit locker. And you can tie it like that. And you can put my hatch boards in there and all the ropes. And there's access here to go in behind the engine.
Oh, okay.
And this is another cockpit locker. And you got channels here for the water draining out through these holes. And it's got a boarding ladder here, batteries, and a hatch here, access to go in behind the engine.
So well thought out.
And you're sitting on the propane locker.
Let's have a look at that, folks.
This is to stop the tiller from going too far. And here's the propane locker. And all the electric valves are here to shut the gas off, go into the heater and a stove, and I can shut it off manually here when I leave the boat.
Wow.
Now one more thing, if I may. I didn't think any of this up myself, none of it. Okay. This is a shower.
A what?
A shower.
A shower.
Shower.
Okay, you're gonna have to explain to me how this works.
Now, in the galley, I have a pot, fill it up with water, and bring it to a boil.
Okay.
Up to this felt pen mark, put
Okay.
cold water in there. Unscrew this. This is a pump. Take it out. And in here is a telephone shower. Okay?
Okay.
And you put this on here. Fill it up with cold water to here. That big pot I have in there, boil the water, pour it in here.
For gosh sakes.
And you put the pump in.
I see how this works.
Okay? Unlock it. Pump it up. You shut the water off here so it doesn't spray out.
Yeah.
So you pressurize this. Now you can take it into the toilet compartment there where there's a drain.
Yeah.
Drains into the grey water tank. So you can have a shower.
What
Now
amazing.
you don't want to have a shower in
idea.
there because you don't want to make it wet. You can put it on the dock. You can put it here, anywhere.
That's right.
You want privacy, you can take it in the bush, hang up a tarp.
And away you go.
There you go.
Now, what was this?
This was a vegetable sprayer for trees.
For gosh sakes. Well, there you have it, folks. What a concept.
Now I tried it out at home in the bathtub, and I used up half this water, half of it, and I had a complete shower. So if you want to save hot water at home, you can measure it out at home and have a shower. And then this is gone, it's a gallon and a half, is it?
Is it?
2 gallons, I guess.
2 gallons.
2 gallons full.
Okay, 2 gallons.
So you can have a complete shower in a gallon of water.
Wow. Oh. What a beautiful boat.
So,
Unique. And like I said, people can look up online and see how it's done, but there you have it.
We also have an electric hot water tank in here. Holds about the same amount of water, but you have to plug the boat in.
Okay.
And then you can use the spout in the basin to because it pulls out.
Wow. Well, Zorro, thank you so much for showing us your boat.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for the interest.
There you have it, folks. The Lark.